Welcome, Flyers fans. You're listening to Chris Mayer, Flyers Fan Mania 93 on YouTube.
All right, so in a honestly, it was a pretty boring hockey game, if I'm being honest with you. But the Flyers pick up a 2-1 win over the New York Islanders. Last home game for a while. They'll go on the road for a little bit coming up, and obviously tomorrow being the trade deadline, there's a bunch of stuff that's happened over the past couple of days. Obviously, last night the Drew trade, couple of trades today around the league. A couple Flyers actually sat out of this game. So starting off, the lines for this one: Van Riemsdyk, Brassard, and Atkinson, Farabee, Hayes, Konechny, Lindblom, Frost, and Tippett. So Tippett ends up playing this game. I honestly didn't think he was going to, but he ended up playing. Willman, Brown, McEwen, Provorov, York, Sanheimer, Stalainen, and Yandel, and Sealer. So Sealer draws in because Braun didn't play in this one. Flyers are sitting him out because he's most likely going to be dealt tomorrow at the deadline. Carter Hart was in net for this one. No Jones either. He could be another guy. But Brassard does play. So maybe the Flyers aren't looking to move Brassard. I'm not really too sure, but we'll see what happens. First period, honestly, it wasn't that crazy of a first period. It was kind of Back and forth play. Flyers had a couple power plays in this game. Tippett ended up drawing a penalty on this one. Flyers had a couple looks there. Tippett had the best chance on a pass for Konechny, so they've tried Tippett in two different areas, it seemed. The first power play, they had him on the right side, and then later in the game, he was kind of either in the slot or over on the left. So he kind of moved around a little bit. Obviously, there's different things there, and they're going to try as much as possible. But I actually really like this game today. I mean, for what it's worth, I know it's one game, but I thought he just kind of went out there and just had a quietly good game. And that's kind of what you'd expect and hope from a guy like that, is if you could just come in first game, don't really know too many people. Obviously, has a relationship with Morgan Frost, so there's a thing there. So he said in the post game that it was good for him to kind of come in and see a familiar face. Obviously, that's all all good and well, but I thought he played well in this game. And first period, I thought that line was good. I also thought the Hayes Farabee connecting line was good as well. Had a lot of good looks throughout majority of the game. And the Islanders would actually get the first goal in this game off a failed clear by Brown, and then it actually deflected off Brown's stick. I feel like Brown has the worst luck with goals like this. If you remember the game against Florida a couple weeks back, the goal that deflected off of his stick that made it 5-3, and then this one deflects, and really nothing much Hart could do either. So if SeatGeek scores, it's 1-0, and it kind of just felt like the game was kind of just gliding by. It was a really quick first period, honestly, quick game. It ended around 4:30, and it was a 2:00 start. So, things like that it kind of just felt like it was just going by really quick. I thought Tippett later in this period had a really good outlet pass, and then had a nice play in the defensive zone. And then the fourth line continued with a good shift after that. Good shift after that from Sanheim on a point shot. And it was kind of a play. I thought Sanheim had a great game, if I'm being honest with you. He had a couple really good plays where he's playing with a lot of confidence. Danced around a couple defenders at the point. He honestly looked like Gostisbehere at times. And, he had that play in the first period, another one in the second. So Sanheim's played with a lot of confidence. He's done a lot of good things. And, for everything that's kind of gone on, he's been one of the bright spots recently. Second period, Hart had a really nice save in front on Bellows, and then Hayes would score for a sweet play by Farabee. Just goes in, pokes the puck away from Aho. Konechny finds Hayes, slam dunk, 1-1 game. Tippett ended up hitting the post. He had a really quick shot on this one. That's one thing I was noticing last night. I was watching some highlights from him with the Panthers. Really quick shot. It seems like he likes to get that off a lot, really quick. So good, quick shooting mentality. It's nice to see. Hart had a nice save on Parise. Flyers would get a power play. Overall, I thought it was a pretty decent day for the power play. Tippett had a quick pass here on this one, but overall, power play, I thought had a pretty good day. Flyers get another power play. Frost misses on a chance in close. Then he had another chance, doesn't shoot. Change it up, and the Flyers score. Hayes gets his second of the game, ended up being the game-winning goal. It was a quick shot by Tippett on the left side. He kind of sat there for a minute, helped in, where he kind of came in and, held up an Islander. Connecting was kind of in there as well, and Farabee just poked it over to Hayes, and he scored bar down. So it was 2-1 Flyers there. Then another good shift by the Frost line. I thought it was a pretty good second period for the Flyers, probably one of their best in a while. I thought they kind of carried that into the third. And obviously the Islanders being tired, they've had a lot of games recently. A broadcast was saying like 5 and 7 days, basically like 6.5 days with the time and things like that. But overall, I thought the Flyers had a pretty good third. Felt like they controlled most of the play. Tippett had a chance with Willman on a play where he just fed it over, and Willman ended up missing the net. JVR had a breakaway. Islanders had a lot of one-and-done chances. I think their best chance was that 4-on-2 kind of rush that Provorov ended up blocking. But overall, I thought the Flyers had good defense late. They didn't give the Islanders much. And again, they ended up picking up a win, and again, they played well today, and now you're going into a pretty tough road trip. You got teams like Detroit on Tuesday, Minnesota, Colorado, Nashville. It's going to be a tough road trip, so we'll see what happens. Obviously tomorrow, by Tuesday, this is going to be a much different roster. So we'll see what happens. There's going to be a couple guys gone. Maybe the I really don't know what the Flyers are going to do. I think it might most likely will be them kind of selling off, and then maybe they'll add. I'm not too sure, but I think if they add, it'll be later in the day, maybe right after the deadline, when you get majority of them deals coming in at the end. So we'll see what happens. Remember, guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. And again, SeatGeek and Garrett Group Construction, you can check those out. Link in the description below, and also is in the description below as well for the merchandise. I completely forgot what I was saying there. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you all again soon.